Melissa, give a wave, is going to assist. She'll be coming around to help. She often does a little teaching as well. And Camden's on the mat demoing for folks at home and folks in the room. Should you not know what's going on, peek up at Camden. She knows how to translate with her body amazingly well. Good morning, friends at home. This is why I don't hold my phone in class. Just so many alerts. Okay, here we go. Are there more people downstairs? Or does it feel okay back in there? Do we need to adjust? Can we have Aaliyah's row just move up a little bit? Thank you. Does that help? Did that do the trick? There's announcements. Let's see. We're going to Greece on a yoga retreat, July 20th to 26th. I'd love for you to join us. Something wonderful on the calendar to look forward to. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going through like a company that's a travel agency for yoga. So you sign up through them, and it's not like you have to sign up and pay in full. I think there's like a payment plan. We have anatomy for yoga teachers and practitioners with Alex on Saturday, February 15th, 12:30 to 7. Luminous Darkness Candlelit Yoga Nidra Journey with Adriana, Sunday, February 16th, 6:30 to 8. Harmonious Healing Sound Bath Meditation with Elizabeth on Friday, February 21st, 6:30 to 7:30. Restorative Yoga with Eric. I see the vibe, lots of restorative Yoga with Eric, Sunday, February 23rd, 6:30 to 8. And then we're starting a kids yoga teacher training, a 95-hour yoga child training. Starts on February 28th. Does anyone here have any announcements? Okay. This is why I love Instagram. 6, this is hard for me because I'm a recovering lisper. 6 super snake facts for your Lunar New Year. This is from Nami on Instagram. Her Instagram is Sue_Nami with 2 E's at the end. I'll repost in case anyone wants to follow her. Every snake in today's world evolved from one group of lizards that lost their legs. Even with less, they learned to do more. They diversified. Some are smaller than your finger, some are as long as a boat. To adapt to their surroundings, they've learned to move in a variety of ways. They slither, they scrunch, and crawl like a caterpillar. They wiggle sideways. Some snakes can even fly. They leap into the air and they flatten their ribs as they fall, doubling their width. They glide in an S shape like a small flying river. May you find new ways to move, to adapt, to evolve, even in loss. May your leaps be full of faith. May you get larger in the face of falling. May you take new shape. Snakes have no eyelids. They don't blink. Even when they sleep with their eyes open. They see heat. They smell with their tongues. They hear with their bones. They are sensitive to vibration. May your eyes be awake to the world. May you pick up the warmth of others. May every little lick be exploratory. Wink. Trust your senses, sensitive one, what passes the vibe check and what doesn't. Snakes get a bad rep, but they're really quite peaceful. Their number one activity is resting. They seem to suddenly appear out of nowhere because they're usually hiding, and this is because they're super shy. That said, if you fuck with a snake, they can kill you with one bite. Snakes swallow their prey whole. They have a kinetic skull, and they eat by walking their 4-part jaw. They can stretch this jaw really, really, really wide, which is how they're able to eat food much larger than their mouth. For example, pythons have been seen eating alligators and deer. Take care of yourself and take your time, but strike when necessary. You don't need to be unhinged to be powerful. Stretch. Make the bigger beasts fear you. May you move in the direction of what nourishes you. I'm going to skip the sex part. You can follow her. So 5 facts. Snakes never stop growing, even in old age. Their skin doesn't grow with them, though, so every few months they have to shed it. You know when a snake is going to shed their skin because it just plain stops fitting them. It starts to loosen, first around the eyes, then everywhere. Then a snake rubs its body against a tree or the ground and it slithers the old skin off. The new skin is always spectacular. May your growth be everlasting. Pay attention to your body. When you feel tight, it might be time to let something go. May you move closer to the earth. May you never stop emerging. Beautiful you, splendor of skin, renew, renew, renew. Countless snake blessings to you. Happy Lunar New Year. And there's references. So Tsunami on Instagram. I'll share that later today, and I'll try to tag 3 queens for those who follow 3 queens. So, and the wood element is about growth and expansion. Let's start on our backs. You can turn around with your head facing the altar. I'm going to have you teach a pose. I'm going to surprise you. You'll do great. But if you don't want to, you can also decline. Find your breath. The eyes can be softly opened or softly closed. If you want to conjure and embody more of the spirit of the snake, remember their eyes are always open. They don't even blink. Look for your breath. Invite a deep, full breath in. Feel your body change shape with the fullness of the inhale. And a slow, long breath out. Feel how your body changes shape with the exhale. As you inhale slowly, the inner body expands. Your skin expands on the expansion of your inner body. And as you exhale, the inner body softens, the outer body contracts. 3 more of the deepest, fullest breaths. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, to the gift of life that fills us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all that is. As we turn our awareness to the breath, as we focus on the breath, the currents of the breath guide us, turn us into our hearts. Here in the sacred hub of the heart, the voice of the true teacher resides, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, the source itself of supreme love and divine wisdom, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath. And as your breath turns you into your heart, the heart ignites, and the splendor of the heart has an opportunity to inform, to illuminate, to inspire the faculty of your mind and the agency of your body, so that your thoughts more clearly and wholly reflect the nature of your heart, your true nature, so that your body, your actions more clearly and fully reveal the spirit of your heart. Imagine that. In a few moments, we'll begin the practice that strategically aligns us and stretches us through aligned engagement so that the gift of life that each breath offers can flow in us, as us, through us, more deeply, more fully, more freely, having an energizing effect, a restorative effect, rejuvenative, whatever else it is that you need. And what is it that you need? What do you need and want from your practice of yoga today? What do you want to feel more of? And allow yourself to become sensitive and receptive to whatever it is your practice has to offer to you. Stretch your legs out long, reach your arms overhead, mindful of neighbors, of props, just kind of go on a diagonal if needed. Big breath in, let the breath stretch you from inside out. Exhale with an audible sigh. The bottom of that exhale, press out more breath by hugging your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, press out the breath. And then a slow, deep, full breath in. Can you feel the breath more in the back of the waist, the sides of the waist, the back and sides of your rib cage? And as you exhale, curl in, hug in a little deeper. Can gently rock from side to side. Okay, bring your feet to the ground, knees bent, feet on the ground. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex the right foot, spread the toes. Bend the left knee in towards the chest, and then thread the right arm between the legs, interlace your hands behind your left leg. For Sukhi Randrasana, Eye of the Needle. Notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it. Tip a little more to the left. And press the right knee away from you. Release. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend the right leg in. Thread the left hand between the legs. And interlace your hands behind your right leg. Flex both feet, spread the toes, tip a little more to the right, and then press your left knee away from you. Direct the breath into what can't be seen, but can be felt. Release on an exhale. Cross the left thigh over the right thigh, so the leg goes over the leg. Leg crosses the leg. Shift your hips a little to the left, and then lower your knees to the right for a supine twist. Release the left arm down to the side or out to the side. You can bring your right hand on top of the left thigh, and then you can press the right hand down. And then as you press the hand down into the leg, gently press the leg up into the hand. Big breath in, feel your center expand. And as you exhale, the center softens, navel to spine, from the right waistline, twist to the left, and let the left shoulder release more heavily towards the earth. On the inhale, draw the legs up through center. Uncross, shift the hips to neutral. We'll cross the right leg over the left leg, scooch your tush, your bottom a little to the right, and then lower the legs to the left, all the way. Release your right arm down to the side or out to the side. Place the left hand like the middle outer thigh. And as the left palm presses down firmly, the bottom leg presses up gently. Huge breath in. The inhale untwists the form. And as you exhale, think navel to spine from the left waistline. Twist your belly to the right and let the right shoulder release towards the earth. Really settle less onto the earth and think more into the lap of the earth. The snakes burrow. They go deep. They are the source of our capacity for insight. Inhale to come up through center. Uncross, shift the hips to neutral. Stretch the left leg out long. Press the left heel, knee, and thigh into the ground. You can even manually widen the left butt cheek to the left and see if you can get the left thigh to be a little more grounded. And as you press the left heel down, bend the right leg in. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh and stretch your right heel to the sky, like you're going to raise the roof with the sole of the foot. Press the inner left heel down and press the right heel up. Let the shoulders release back and down. Big belly breath in. And again, as you exhale, left heel presses down, right heel presses up. Release the hands and float the right leg down to meet the left leg. Press the right heel, knee, and thigh into the earth. You can manually widen the right butt cheek, bend the left leg in. Interlace your hand behind the left thigh. Press your thigh into your hands and draw your shoulders up and back. Then press the left heel to the sky. Press your inner right heel into the earth. That's the way. More through the inner heel. Right knee and toes point straight up to the sky. Yes. And then raise the roof with the left heel. Press your thigh bone into your hands as you draw the shoulders up and back. One more breath. And with an exhale, float the left leg down to the ground. Bend the right knee in. Press the left heel, knee, and thigh into the earth. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh and press your right heel to the sky. This time you're going to lift your head and shoulders off the floor like a crunch and walk your interlaced hands up to your calf muscle. Put a little bend in your knee. Press the bottom heel, knee, and thigh to the ground. Good, and now rather than pressing your knee back, press your thigh bone back. Yeah, stay right here, or if you want more, start to release your shoulders and head towards the earth. Press the bottom heel, knee, and thigh to the ground and press your right thigh away from you to make the leg straighter, more from the thigh bone pressing into the hamstrings than from the knee joint. Release the hands, and on the exhale, float the right leg down to the ground. Feel the difference, if any, from side to side. Does that feel a little different? Bend the left leg in. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Press the right heel, knee, and thigh into the earth. Lift your head and shoulders up off the ground and walk your hands up the back of the leg towards the thickest part of your calf muscles. Good. And then put a little bend in your leg. Hold on to the calf. Pull the calf muscle towards you as you press the thigh bone back away from you. You can stay right there working that action. Think like calf shin towards the head, thigh bone away from the belly. And then rest back if you want more. Shoulders back towards the ground, head back. Press the bottom knee and thigh to the ground. Press the heel to the ground. And release. Whew. And then notice the grounding effect that having aligned ourselves, engaged ourselves, and stretched ourselves through aligned engagement, do the legs feel more grounded, more settled, more spacious? Bend the legs, feel both feet on the ground. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Bend your left knee in towards your chest. Thread, how do I want to do this? Thread both arms between the legs, palms up to the sky, and then bend your elbows so your forearms are sort of bracing your shin towards your chest. Bend your elbows, really pull the shin towards the chest. Good, and now extend your left leg out long towards the ground. Yep, so like pigeon on your back. You feel that? Press the bottom heel towards the ground and draw the top shin towards the heart. Shoulders back, head back. Breathe, feel, notice. Can you take the right knee a little more to the right and your right foot a little more towards the center of your chest? Breathe, belly breathing. Focus on the breath. And on the exhale, bend the knee in, the bottom knee in. Remove the arms and rewind. Left foot to the floor, right foot to the floor. Everyone feel something in there? Okay, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend the right knee in towards the chest. Thread both arms between the legs. Bend the elbows, sort of forearm brace the left shin in. And then extend your right leg out long and ground it towards the earth. Press the bottom heel, knee and thigh towards the earth. Can you take your left knee a little wider to the left and draw your left foot towards your heart center, towards the sternum? And then slow, deep, full breaths in and out through the nose. So no matter how deep or complicated or like weird things get, it doesn't distract from your focus on the breath, on the energy that fills us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all that is. This is the key to yoga. Gently, actually bend the right leg in first. And then release the arms. Bring the right foot to the floor, the left foot to the floor. Stretch your legs out long. Reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in. Exhale with an audible sigh. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. And then gently rock up to seated or roll to your right side. Press through your arms. We're going to come into tabletop position, facing Camden up at the front of the room. Find your breath. Press your fingertips into the earth, like you could burrow your fingertips. As you exhale, round your back. Pause. Inhale to arch your back and pause. Follow your breath, not my voice. As you exhale, round your back vertebra by vertebra. Your spinal column is your inner serpent energy. So as you flow through cat and cow, you can even sort of lengthen through the left side body, wrap your right shoulder and your right hip towards each other in the cycle of cat-cow. You can slither the other way, wrap the left shoulder and hip towards each other to lengthen, to stretch through the right side body, opening up through the right waistline. Just notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it, especially any tightness that you're ready to shed. Offer the tightness to the fire of your yoga practice, like a ritual offering. We'll meet in tabletop. Walk your knees back a little bit behind your hips, hands a little forward of your shoulders. Huge breath in. As you exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Claw your fingertips, press the inner edges of the hands down. And as you press the hands down, energetically hug your hands towards each other and feel energy engage up the arms from the ground all the way up into the shoulders, into the upper back. And from the upper back, really right in between the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, the back bottom of your heart center, as you push through the arms, lift, launch through the hips, press back through the thighs and down through the heels. On an inhale, slither forward to plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. Take your feet wider than your hips, and then energetically squeeze your feet towards each other to activate your legs. Lift your thighs up, squeeze your butt, draw your belly up towards the sky, draw the bottom ribs towards the sky like one of those snakes that can fly. And you keep the bottom ribs lifting, the belly lifting, the thighs lifting. Soften the brow. And as you exhale, bend your elbows just halfway. Keep the thighs lifting. Inhale. And as you exhale, push the arms straight. Downward dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Bring your feet all the way together. Make two legs into one. Squeeze them together. Squeeze your butt. Breathe. Squeeze the kneecaps up. Draw the bottom ribs up. Look forward, brow soft. On your next inhale, pause with the breath. Bend your elbows halfway. Exhale, push your arms straight. Nice, Camden. Downward dog. Sound effects help. Vibration moves energy. Sound moves energy. On the inhale, plank. Pause, bend your elbows halfway. Exhale, push the arms straight. Downward dog. Was that 3 or 4? 7? How many days has it been? Inhale to plank. And on your exhale, lower towards the earth, all the way to past chaturanga to the ground. Okay, stretch back through your legs and press the tops of your feet down. Bring your legs all the way together here. Hug the outer ankles in and press the tops of the feet down so much you feel your knees and thighs lift. And as the feet press down, the knees and thighs lift. Anchor your tailbone towards the earth and draw your bottom ribs up away from the floor. Can you feel that? Lift your hands up. Lift your head up. Draw the bottom ribs away from the floor, tailbone to the ground. Press your feet down, your tailbone down. Bottom ribs lift up, press your head back. One more breath, press your feet down, feel your heart lift. Exhale to lower, downward facing dog. On your inhale, float your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Locate your strap. Pivot your feet to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Just have your strap handy. Bend into your left leg. Feel a stretch through your inner right thigh. Breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt, shedding the tightness so that the energy of life that each breath offers can flow in you, as you, through you, more deeply and fully and freely. Push through the left leg, bend into the right leg. Feel the difference, if any, from side to side. Just find a sweet spot for you. It's not quite Skandasana, just finding a stretch through the left leg here. Push through the right leg, parallel the feet if they're not already. Take the strap between the hands behind the back, the low back, the back of the hips. About hips width apart, palms face the sky as you wrap your fingers around the strap. Put a bend in your elbows and then hug the shoulder blades together. And keeping the shoulder blades glued together, reach your arms to the sky. Put a little bend in your elbows. As you inhale, hug the feet towards each other, legs strong. And as you exhale, fold, let the head get heavy. As you anchor your tailbone down, the whole spine extends, like traction between each vertebra. Let the arms get heavy overhead. Bend the elbows. As you hug the shoulder blades together, try to pull the strap apart. Face soft. On your exhale, release the strap. Turn your right knee and toes through lunge. Take it back to downward facing dog. Bring your hands onto your blocks on their lowest height in downward dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Have the blocks about as wide as the mat. Inhale to plank. Lower just the knees and point the feet. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. And as you exhale, bring your pelvis towards the floor between the blocks. Bend your elbows the bare minimum so you come right into cobra. Push the blocks down and back to slide your heart forward and up. Exhale, downward dog. Find your breath, breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. As you inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Pivot your feet to the right for your wide-legged forward fold. And then this time, with or without the strap, shoulder stretch. Interlace your hands or take the strap between the hands behind the back. Just let the backs of the hands rest on the back of the hips at first. Hug your feet towards each other. Bend your legs a little bit. Keep your heels grounded, but tip more into the balls of your feet so much you feel like you might tip forward. And as you start to feel like you're tipping forward, rather than pressing your knees back, press your thighs back. Yes, not the knees. Bend the knees. Heels stay rooted. Lean into the balls of your feet. Press your thighs back. Hug the shoulder blades together. Inhale, the arms reach towards the sky, opening the chest, the lungs, the heart, like a snake shedding tight skin across the front of the chest. And as you exhale, fold, let the arms get heavy overhead. Head heavy, arms heavy, like wet branches. On the exhale, release the shoulder stretch. Turn the left knee and toes through lunge. Blocks on their lowest height, palms on blocks. Step it back to downward dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Lower the knees, shrug the shoulders. As you exhale, pelvis drops forward and down towards the ground. Bend the elbows, the bare minimum, bare minimum. Keep your arms as straight as you can. And then as you come into cobra pose, press the blocks down and back. Exhale for downward dog. Questions on that? Anyone need to see it? Especially if you're new here, we call this chaturanga bypass. Lower the knees down, sit back on your heels. Camden, will you just show? Do you mind? Am I blocking anyone's view? So the idea is you're bending the elbows only as much as you need to for your body. Inhale to plank. Camden will lower the knees, shrug the shoulders, and then as she brings the pelvis down, forward and down, the shoulders go up and back. Press the blocks down and back. Take your shoulders back. There it is. See that? So the elbows are a little bent, but now press the tops of your feet down, Camden. Lift your knees and thighs up. Press your arms straight. There's a spot on up dog. We don't talk a lot about that here. Gorge, downward dog. Did it feel okay in your body? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So the point of the blocks is that it raises the floor up to you. If it's not serving you, you can ditch them. For some of you, it's going to make it easier. For some of you, it's going to make it harder. I'm good with either of those outcomes, but again, if you prefer to ditch the blocks, ditch the blocks. Questions? You want to try it? Okay. So, and then one of the key things is a lot of times what happens in that transition is the shoulders go forward, and then that's closing the chest, the lungs, and heart. That's, the tendency, and I get it, but that's exactly what we're here to resist, okay? So we want the shoulders, the collarbones up and back. I'll talk you through. And so if they come forward, you might have to bend your elbows more to get the shoulders back and then make the arms straighter. I'll talk you through it. Downward dog, hands on blocks, unless you're ditching the blocks. Find your breath. Remember, first and foremost, this is entirely in service to the breath. Inhale to plank, lower your knees. Exhale carries the pelvis down and forward. Bend the elbows the bare minimum to bring your pelvis towards the earth. Point the feet. Press the blocks down and back. Draw the shoulders up and back. Yes, feel that? Slide the palate back. One more breath here. Exhale, downward dog. Isn't that so gorgeous, Melissa? They look like big open hearts. Yeah. In up dog, your legs are off the floor. Yeah. Just the top of the feet. Just the tops of the feet. Yep. Downward dog, find your breath. Inhale to float the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Lower the back knee down, tip the blocks up on their highest height. If you want to pad the back knee, place the blanket like more behind your knee here because we're going to be walking the knee back in just a moment. So place the blanket more towards the back of your mat, and then we're going to walk the blocks back to walk the back knee back as much as you can. Keep the back toes tucked under. Try tucking your back toes under. There you go. Walk it back, and right at your edge, when you can't walk it back anymore, shift your butt towards the back of your mat to straighten your front leg. Yep. Flex the front foot and press the front heel down and back to walk your back knee back a little more. How'd that go? Yes, as you press the front heel down and back, notice, can you inch the back knee back? Slither backwards, in other words. Get more weight on the outer edge of your back knee. And if the block is the right height, you can slide the block underneath the center of your thigh, high, medium, or low height, and then push your thigh down into the block. Breathe. Maybe take the block down a notch. Press the thigh down into the block and breathe. Good, and then hands to blocks. Pull your front heel back, tuck your back toes under. Take the blocks lower. Can you step it all the way back towards like a tight downward dog? I might have to demo that. Yes. Camden did it. But she did it on stilettos. You might want to take the blocks down a notch. She did because she can. Pedal it out. Does it feel different from side to side? Even in the jaw and the eye socket, maybe. Find your breath. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee down. Tip your blocks up high. Walk your back knee back as much as you can. Walk it back, walk it back. And really, when you absolutely cannot walk back any further, shift your hips back to straighten your front leg. And as you straighten the front leg, press your front heel down and back. Front heel press, you're dragging the heel back on your mat to walk your back knee back. Press the front heel down and back and walk the back knee back. And then maybe optional, insert a block right underneath your front thigh and push your thigh into the block. Maury, micro bend the front knee and really think thigh down, not knee down. You're getting a hamstring thing? Yeah. I would keep it shorter then. Is that why we haven't seen you? Oh, fuck. Squeeze your butt. Don't do anything where you can't squeeze your butt. And walk your blocks forward, take them down a notch, tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee and thigh up, pull your front heel back to step it back towards dog, and then walk it onto your mat if you walked off the back of your mat. Inhale to plank. Bend your elbows halfway. Exhale, push your arms straight through the blocks. Nice downward dog. Woo. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale through to lunge. Take your blocks high inside your front foot. Lower the back knee down, pad as needed. Press the back knee down and forward to engage the hamstring. And then bending your back leg, heel to butt with your right hand, find your right foot. So never not squeezing your butt. You can walk your front foot back a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more even. Press the back knee down and forward. If you feel steady, bring your left hand onto your left thigh. If your left hand is on your left thigh, push your left arm straight into your left thigh to draw the left shoulder up and back. Draw the left shoulder blade to meet the right shoulder blade. And now here's the key, linking breath and action. As you inhale, pull your back knee forward. As you exhale, draw your bottom ribs back. Woo. Gently release. Downward dog. Everyone feel something in there? Shedding some tightness. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee down, bring your blocks high inside your front foot. Pad the back knee as needed and really try to be more on the base of the thigh, above your knee, not right on the kneecap. And then bending your back leg with your left hand, find your left foot. If you feel steady, right hand to the right thigh. Find your breath. And the tendency is sort of to like drop down, to sink down and forward. You dial yourself into center by sort of pulling yourself back. Think hips up and back as though you're moving towards puppy pose or child's pose with your butt. So more than pulling your heel to your hip, move your butt back towards your heel. You might even have to like walk or scooch your front foot back to do that. Good, and then as you pull the back knee forward, push your right hand into your right thigh, make the right arm straight, right shoulder up and back. And as you exhale, think ribs back, bend deeper. Gently release. It just got warmer in here. Oh, okay, I thought that was you all. Downward dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank, bend your elbows halfway. Exhale, arms straight. Big breath in. Lower your knees. As you exhale, bring your pelvis down and forward. Bend the elbows the bare minimum to come into cobra pose. Press the tops of the feet down so much your knees and thighs lift, and pull your hands back. Shoulders back, collarbones back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower the knees down. I'm debating here. Let's, I like love, hate this one. And hate's not even the honest word. I like love, laugh this one. Come on to your right side. Lay down on your right side. Have your strap handy. Make a pillow with your right hand. Anantasana, named for Ananta or Adishesha. So this is the pose named for Vishnu's serpent couch. Vishnu, the god of sustenance, maintenance, preservation, rests on a cosmic serpent sofa known as Shesha or Adi Shesha or Ananta. Stretch your legs out long, stack your feet. You can have your top hand in front of you like a kickstand. Flex the feet. We'll bend the right knee in and place the sole, is the top leg your right leg? No. Bend your left leg in and place the sole of your left foot on your inner right thigh, like tree pose. Press the foot down into the leg and press the leg into the foot. Think pubic bone back, tailbone down. Okay, now draw the knee in, take the strap across the ball of the foot. Extend the leg in front of you towards the stairwell wall if you're in studio. And now open the leg up to the sky, like triangle pose. I find this one so wobbly. think pubic bone back, tailbone down. And then bend the leg and release it towards the ground. We'll roll onto the left side. So we're working close to the earth here. Head is close to the ground. Bend the top leg in, place the sole of the foot onto the inner bottom thigh, like tree pose, Vrikshasana, like a root system. Press the foot down into the leg, press the leg up into the foot. And as you press yourself into yourself, notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. You can sort of tie yourself into an awareness of and connection to your own center. And then take the strap across the ball of the right foot, extend the right leg forward. Press the inner left thigh back. And as you keep pressing the inseam of your bottom leg back, open your right leg up to the sky. It's like Vashisthasana, laying on the ground. Like triangle pose, laying on the ground. You got to keep pressing your bottom thigh back and wrapping your left butt cheek, your left sitting bone under you, like forward more. Nice, Deborah. Breathing, deep breaths, full breaths, conscious breaths. And release the leg. You made that look easy. I feel like that's good news for all of us. Downward dog. Inhale to plank, slither through. Shrug your shoulders, lower your knees. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Take the pelvis forward and down, draw the shoulders up and back. Bend your elbows as much as you need to get the shoulders up and back. Yes. Good, now change, is it okay to touch? Change nothing in the shoulders, press the inner edges of the hands down. Turn your hands out a little bit, both of them, yeah. Okay, nothing changes in the shoulders. So the shoulders are up and back. Bend your elbows, bring the heart center towards the earth. Tuck the toes, press the knees down and forward so much the butt lifts. And now draw your stomach to your spine, your ribs to your spine. Press your knees to the sky. Push your arms straight. Downward dog. Whew. Anyone lost in confusion, chaos and confusion? Okay, lower the knees down. Just a couple things. Like, one is that in Cobra and Up Dog, I'm going to show this in a second, the shoulders are in line with the base of the neck and they're up and back. And the tendency is for us to use the upper traps to hike the shoulders up. And what we really want to do is use the breath to lengthen from hips to armpits so that it's the breath lifting the shoulders up and back so that this area and here is like puppy skin, soft, not overworking or sort of dominating or getting really tight and tense. And then when that can stay soft and we're using the sort of canister of breath to do the work, the moving from Cobra to Chaturanga, Chaturanga to Cobra comes more from the power of your center, the power of which is intrinsic. It's there. The part that's hard is that our connection to our intrinsic power may not be all that strong yet. Enter the practices of yoga. The practices of yoga strategically strengthen our awareness of and connection to the intrinsic power of the center. That reminder, that direct experience that we're capable of so much more than we ordinarily realize, which we will often, like over the course of consistent practice, experience on our mats. I'll hop up here. So, and you can do this with or without the blocks if you like the blocks. So from downward dog, it's inhale to plank, chaturanga bypass to cobra, maybe up dog, chaturanga, plank, downward dog. I love the blocks. Chaturanga bypass to cobra, cobra to chaturanga. It looks easy, but I had to work really hard to get to that place. I find it easier with the blocks, but the key is you come into your cobra. So the tendency is shoulders down and forward. Bend your elbows the bare minimum to get the shoulders up and back, okay? And then I'll tuck the toes, lower the heart, lift the knees. If you press the knees down and forward, ribs up, that'll help tie you into your center. So the butt goes back. I'll show one more time. From cobra, heart towards the floor, toes tucked under. I'm going to pull the knees forward, the butt lifts, ribs lift, knees lift. I don't think I could push up from there. It's easier with the blocks. Does that make sense? I'll talk you, but the shoulders like lock into place. When the shoulders lock into place, the heart is open. And that is far more than half the battle, right? Like heart open. These days, nowadays, every day, that's the hardest part. And then the heart open, you tie yourself into center. You be the snake that adjusts its rib cage to fly, okay? So the heart is open, the shoulders are back. When you take the ribs back, then you plug into the power of your center. Then truly you're plugged into the power of your center, your heart is open, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. Downward dog. And so much of like what the physical practice offers us is an opportunity to gain insight into our interior landscape. That's the year of the snake. We're gaining insight into our interior landscape, mining our depths. Inhale to plank. Lower the knees, shrug the shoulders. Exhale to Bhujangasana, cobra, shoulders up and back as though you're hanging yourself on your shoulder girdle. Good, shoulders up, back and together. Bend your elbows, bring your heart forward and down, tuck your toes, press the knees down and forward, the butt lifts, and the navel draws up, bottom ribs up, nice Abigail, push the arms straight. Fuck yeah! Yeah! Downward dog or to the earth, the lap of the earth or down dog. We got some hard work to do, right? Like we got this. We got this. Lower the knees down. Questions, comments, concerns, insights. Does anyone gain any insights that are worth sharing to, for your friends, for your neighbors, fellow practitioners? Yeah.
And see what that angle is like.
Yeah, like the heart goes towards the earth and then everything else lifts. We're gonna do it again. One more time. In the style of you. Just really, in the invitation, it's not, the point is not to get this right or to get this perfect. The point is to feel what you feel, to notice what you notice, and to acknowledge and honor that you are in a practice of strengthening your awareness of and connection to your power, to the power of your heart, to the power of your center. for the sake of yourself and for the sake of something so much greater than just yourself. The snake is like, it's a strong core. We'll meet in downward dog. I'm noticing like some of you really find the benefit of the blocks, yeah? I find it to be a game changer. Find your breath. Inhale, slither to plank. Lower the knees. Exhale, slither towards the earth. Bhujangasana. Inhale in Bhujangasana. Press the hands down and back. Shoulders back. Collarbones back. Feel the shoulder blades come together. And as you pull the hands back, can you bend not in the lower or middle back, but really let the bottom tips of the shoulder blades press forward and up through the heart center. As you exhale, bend the elbows, tuck the toes, press the knees down and forward, butt pops up. Good, and as you exhale, think bottom ribs lift, navel lifts, knees lift. And then either down or up. There's 2 ways to go, down or up. That was awesome, yeah. Yeah, it feels a little bit, and that is it's the dialing in. You feel that little lift, and that it's a breakthrough. You're getting stronger. And you keep doing it, and it's like these little snake movements, but over time, it's like when the snake is sort of breaking out of its skin, you're growing your strength, and then you will break free, but it's gonna come from like the effort, the tapas. Downward dog, we're gonna meet there. You can put the blocks to the side for this. Downward dog, find your breath. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale through to pigeon prep. Bring your forearms to the floor in front of you. You can hug a block here between the palms. As you inhale, draw the knees towards each other. As you exhale, inch your back knee back. I'm going to have you teach bridge pose in a little bit. Is that okay? Press the back knee down into the ground, not onto the ground. Really think into the earth. And then hug, really squeeze your back knee to the midline like you're moving sand with your left knee to the right side of your mat. And now pull the back knee forward. Draw your bottom ribs up towards your spine, like the snake that sort of adjusts its rib cage to fly. Yeah, draw the bottom ribs towards the spine, and then you should feel the back of the rib cage sort of widen. Can you feel that? Bottom ribs towards the spine, even more, even more, even more. Back of the rib cage lifts and widens, and can you crawl your forearms forward and walk your back knee back? Tuck the back toes, lift your back knee and thigh to the sky. Big breath in. As you exhale, left foot meets the right foot. Forearm plank. Slow, steady, smooth breaths in and out through the nose. Molly, hug your right elbow in an inch. Yep. Squeeze the elbows in, press the forearms down, soften the brow, the jaw, the throat. Aaliyah, twist your hips a little bit from left to right so the right hip lifts a little. There it is. Walk your feet towards the front of your mat. Walk it in, walk it in. Come on to tippiest of tippy toes. You can try bringing your feet wider apart or closer together to see if you can tiptoe more to the front of your mat. And as you press your forearms down, press your upper back towards your thighs. That's the way. That was gorgeous. Is it okay to touch? Mm-hmm. I love this jewelry. There it is. And walk it back, forearm plank. Change nothing from your hips down unless you're just lifting your thighs and butt a tiny bit more. Draw navel to spine. Look at your left hand, and your left hand's going to replace your left elbow. And now twist your body more to the right, towards your right elbow. Yes! One more breath. Yulani, twist towards the brick wall. Yes. And rest. We still friends? Yeah, do you want to demo at Camden or do you want me to? It's totally up to you. She can do it. It's a piece of cake for Camden. Yeah. Yeah, do you want the whole thing or just the forearm plank? Okay, so come into forearm plank. And then bring your right hand to replace your right elbow. And see how she turns towards you? So the right hand's in chaturanga, right shoulder up and back. The left is on the forearm. And now the inner body is going to twist towards me. Yep, and reach your heart forward more. Yes. And rest. Yes, gorgeous. So strong. So strong. So strong. It's inspiring. Like, we're in such good company. And, like, this is not the yoga where it's like, don't look at anyone around you. Like, look around you. We are in such great company. Y'all are so strong. And our strengths come in a variety of ways. Like, this is one of the ways that diversity expresses itself, is that we don't all have the same strengths. And that's the beauty and value of community. This is an imbalanced, sort of asymmetrical pose. And in the face of imbalance and asymmetry, we get an opportunity to strengthen our awareness of and connection to the power of the center. Like, we're going to wrap ourselves around the center and you'll directly feel the strength of your center. Downward dog. Find your breath. And Erica. Oh, thank God for Erica. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale through to pigeon prep. So we start with a really deep hip opener to help us to gain access to our deepest power, which is in the ground of our being, in the hip opener. You can bring your forearms to the floor in front of you. She'll help to just like neutralize, stabilize the low back here so that we can really focus on the depths of the pelvis and hips. Tuck your back toes under. When you tuck the back toes, you get a lot for free, unless Maury pointing the foot helps you squeeze your butt. Point the foot. Then press the back knee down, not onto the earth. Really go deep into the earth. Squeeze your right knee to the left, like you're using your right knee to like press up sand to the left side of your mat and pull it forward. And then walk your forearms forward, get longer through the sides of the waist and the spine and the crown. And from the depths of your being, as you lengthen the upper body, walk your back knee back an inch, deep in your depths. Can you feel that? Breathe in there, right in there. Strengthening your awareness of, your connection to your deepest power, the ground of being, where we are all connected. Then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and thigh to the sky. Huge breath in. With the exhale, left foot meets the right foot. You might have to walk your feet in a tiny bit. That's totally fine. If you have the block, squeeze the block. Hug your elbows in, press your forearms down. Let the breath be smooth and steady. That should feel like a challenge. Challenge yourself to a smooth, steady breath. Walk your feet towards the front of your mat, hips high to the sky. Come on to the tippiest of tippy toes. Lean into your forearms and press your upper back towards the back of the room. Press your thighs towards the top of the room. Hips towards the front of the room. Walk it in, walk it in. Smooth, steady breath, standing in and on and from your heart, the source of supreme love, divine wisdom. Stand in and on and from that shelter. Walk it back to forearm plank. Pause for a breath. Look at your right elbow. Right hand is going to replace the right elbow. The elbow is bent like chaturanga. And now turn your body towards your left elbow. That's the way. Yes, right hip connects to left elbow. Breathing. And rest. Enjoy your breath, your strength, the power of your center. Your breath, the unconditional support of gravity, maybe even the rhythmic beating of your heart. We don't need those anymore. Bring your hands to frame your rib cage, your thumbs more in line with the base of your breastbone, hands about as wide as your mat, and ever so slightly turned out so that your index fingers are more parallel, like 11s. And then press your hands down so much the shoulders lift up and back. Does that feel like so easy now? It's like the chest, the lungs, the heart just like open wide and smile. The upper back engages. Bring your legs together. Get more weight on the outer fronts of your thighs and then squeeze the heels together. Press the tops of the feet down. Keep that. Press the tailbone down. Lift your hands up a little bit. Draw the bottom ribs up. Good, and now press your feet down to lift your heart up. Exhale to rest. Roll onto your back. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Find your breath. Feel both feet on the ground.
Just bridge or bridge and Urdhva?
Bridge with an invitation of bridge into Urdhva.
Okay.
People want it.
Okay. Let's all bring the block between the thighs. Find it like skinny ways and bring it closer towards your knees than your crotch. And take a moment here. And like just take a moment to squeeze the block between the thighs and notice what that does for your legs. Use the inner legs to keep the block stable between the thighs. And if you could even hug the block between the thighs and then shoot it back behind you. Okay, nice. Now from here, we'll come into active bridge. Lift and spread the toes, root down through the feet. And then inhale, press down through the feet, and exhale, squeeze the block to lift the hips. Now keep squeezing into the block. Think about lengthening the back of your bridge, like you could glue your heels down to the mat and pull them back towards your glutes. Keep squeezing, and if you'd like more, shimmy your shoulder blades even more onto the spine. Keep squeezing the block, send it between the thighs and down towards the mat. Keep breathing. Now on an exhale, lower down, middle back, lower back. Ditch the block for a second. Take your feet wide towards the mat's edges and let the knees knock in. Invitation for another round. If you feel like a perfectly cooked al dente noodle and you don't want any more activity, option 4, supported bridge. Bring the block underneath the sacrum, that flat bone underneath or on top of your butt crack. We all have a butt crack. From here, if you're following along with me, block between the thighs, otherwise take supported bridge. Invitation to also flip into Urdhva. We have a little bit of time. So from here, again, feet underneath knees, walk them back. Press the palate back and squeeze the block between the thighs. All of this, as you inhale, press down through the feet, and exhale, squeeze the block, lift the hips. Keep squeezing the block between the thighs. Now from here, you can stay here or bring your hands wide to the mat's edges, way wider than you think. Give yourself plenty of space here as you squeeze the block to lift yourself up on the top of your head. Keep squeezing the block. This is all in the legs. And then inhale, lift up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Keep squeezing the block. Take this out of the low back and into your legs. Pump your heart forward as you squeeze the block and let the wheel grow longer. Now in your own time, lower down, middle back, lower back. Bring the feet wide, ditch the block, let the knees knock in. Another round, or is that enough?
You have more?
Should we do another round, or?
You do it more.
Okay, last round, you have your options. If you're following along for Urdhva, set up the block between the thighs. Feet back underneath knees. Slide the palate back and down into the mat. Now squeeze the block, press down through the feet, lift the hips. Keep squeezing the block. Now you can stay here or widen the hands and journey up to Urdhva. If you find yourself stuck getting up into Urdhva, try bringing your hands wider than you think.
And then in Urdhva, look towards the ground. Look towards your heels. Find your ground. Turn your toes in, heels apart. You can lift your heels up and walk your toes towards your hands. And then look for your heels and ground your heels. You may not see your heels, but see how looking for your heels deepens the experience. If you walked it in, make sure to walk it out. Back to Melissa.
In your own time, lower down onto the mat, slowly lowering the back down. Everyone ditch the block, lower yourself down onto the mat. Bring your feet underneath your knees, and let's take windshield wipers from side to side.
Thank you. It's gorgeous. The trainees are smiling. Isn't that awesome? Like, you get it, right? So good. Proud yoga mama moment. Okay, come through neutral. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Deep cross, scoot your butt, your bottom to the right and lower your legs to the left for a supine twist. Jatara Parivartanasana. This one, just like let the arms extend down to the sides or out to the sides. Feel your wingspan. And drop into the unconditional supportive gravity. And let the breath breathe you deeply, fully, wholly. Feel the body change shape with the inhale. Feel the changes in shape of the body on exhales. Whole body breathing. The breath breathes you. On an inhale, when you're ready, draw the legs up through center, uncross, shift hips to neutral. Cross the left leg over the right leg, shift your hips, your bottom to the left, lower your legs to the right. Arms down to the sides or out to the sides. Find and feel your wingspan. You can stagger with your neighbors. Look for the breath and let the breath breathe you deeply, fully, wholly. Feel your whole body being breathed. The changes you feel in your body over the course of a whole cycle of breath. Inhale to center. Uncross. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Bend your left knee in towards the chest. Thread your both arms between your legs. Turn your palms up to the sky. Bend your elbows to brace your right shin in, and then stretch your left leg out long. Extend through your bottom leg. Let the shoulders relax. Let the head release. And breathe into the depths of your being, what can't be seen but can be felt. Deepening your awareness of your connection to really the depths of your interior landscape. Can you take the right foot a little more to the right and press the right knee more to the right and away from you? Whew. And then gently bend the bottom leg and release the right leg. Shake it out. You can stretch the legs out long, give them a little shake. Bend the legs, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, bend the right knee in, thread both arms between the legs, brace your left shin, extend your right leg out long. Just take a moment to sort of savor any sense of renewal, that you're like bigger now than the skin that you came in with. Glowing like a shiny serpent in the splendor of having just shed its old skin. Can you take your left foot a little more to the left and your left knee a little bit away from you and hug your left ankle towards your heart? And then bend your right leg in, release your left leg. Stretch your legs out long, give them a shake. Reach your arms overhead. Wait for the breath, a deep, full breath in. Let it percolate inside. Soften the jaw and exhale with an audible sigh. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. You can take happy baby or just hug yourself, wrap yourself around yourself. Scan your body with your awareness to see if there's any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make. Do you want to add or remove layers for a final relaxation? Do you want to add or remove props for your final relaxation? Take your time in your setup. Final adjustments, postures, adding layers, shedding layers, adding props, moving props out of your way, preferably not into someone else's way. Take your time. And then in good serpentine form, burrow. Give yourself a few moments to soften and settle. Into the lap of the earth. Feel the embrace of the lap of the earth where we are all connected. Take refuge. The eyes may be softly closed or softly opened, however you choose. Now look for the breath. And as best you can, let your breath hold your vision. Slow, deep, full inhale. Watch as it pours into the exhale. Slow, long, complete exhale. See where it turns into the inhale. Like a Mobius strip, like an infinity symbol. Watch as the inhale turns into the exhale. As the exhale turns into the inhale. And perhaps feel the changes in your body from inhale to exhale. Exhale to inhale. And as you sustain this awareness of and connection to the breath, to your life force energy, we'll add a count to the breath. Inhaling for 4. Deep and full. Pause at the top of the inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. And pause at the bottom of the exhale for 4. Again, we are not seeking perfection or exactitude, but rather offering our focus in a more concerted way, with more concentration on the breath. So there's no way to get it wrong or do it wrong, but just the way in which we cultivate focus and concentration on the breath, the gift of life that each breath offers. Feel free to experiment with your count, perhaps breathing in for 5, pausing for 5, exhaling for 5, pausing for 5. Increasing the duration as suits you. In no way striving or competing with yourself, but just playing with your own expansion. There need not be any strain. Notice where you are in the field of consciousness. Where have you gone? Where do you find yourself? Notice where you are and how you are. Receive yourself as you are. Offer yourself sincere love, the you that you are, to the you that you were, to the you that you are becoming. How do you want to be? Invite a deeper breath in, a longer breath out. As you deepen your breath, feel how naturally your breath deepens you. Your breath ignites your heart. The splendor of your heart illuminates your mind and your body. And here in this gift of conscious breathing embodiment, let the spirit that you are begin to gently stir and awaken the body that you have, wiggling toes and fingers, stretching through your arms and your legs. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, let the body that you have embrace, affirm, and protect the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself, for this is, and you are, the gift of life. Imagine that. When you're ready, bend your legs. Feel both feet on the ground. Take a moment to call yourself down to earth, back to reality. A moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch yourself in this practice of yoga into the activities of your daily life. May you find new ways to move, to adapt, to evolve. May your leaps be full of faith. May you get larger in the face of falling. May you take new shape. May your eyes be awake to the world. May you pick up the warmth of others. Trust your senses, what passes the vibe check and what doesn't. Take care of yourself and take your time. Strike when necessary. You don't need to be unhinged to be powerful. Stretch. May the bigger beasts fear you. May you move in the direction of what nourishes you. May your growth be everlasting. Pay attention to your body. When you feel tight, it might be time to let something go. May you move closer to the earth, and may you never stop emerging. Beautiful you, splendor of skin, renew, renew, renew. Gently roll to one side. Press through strong arms. Find your way into a comfortable seated posture with your eyes closed and your hands folded before your heart. An Anjali Mudra, a final gesture of sincere self-reverence that places your true nature, the spirit of your heart, before you as a guide and an offering in all you do, in so doing, bringing more splendor to those in the world around you. Let's seal in this time together. Let's invoke blessings for ourselves and each other, for this community, and far and wide. in the form of one final collective Om. Please feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart, I bow to every one of you. Thank you so much for your practice, for your presence, and for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being together. It's great to be together. And yeah, to another week. Go birds. What birds? Bye, friends at home. Thanks for joining in.